She was born under the sign of Isis, the last flower of a dying dynasty. But was Cleopatra truly an Egyptian queen, or was she the final, dramatic act of a Greek house that ruled from foreign soil? Her very bloodline is a puzzle. For generations, the Ptolemies married their own siblings, poisoned their rivals, and ruthlessly erased names from historical records. But some whisper Cleopatra's lineage was even stranger, that she was the secret child of a Roman envoy, or perhaps a member of a clandestine priestly cult. Forget the caricatures painted by later ages. Cleopatra was no mere seductress. This was a woman of formidable intellect. She spoke 9 languages fluently, she studied the movements of the stars, and she was a master of the science of both poisons and their cures. Some say her education went deeper, that she learned not just knowledge, but hidden rites, ancient magic long forgotten by the world. Her path to absolute power was paved with suspicion. When her younger brother and co-ruler, Ptolemy XIII, suddenly vanished, the official story was simple. He drowned in battle. But darker whispers tell of poison slipped into a cup at a feast. A body quietly sunk into the deep, dark waters of the Nile. Was this Cleopatra, clearing her path to the throne? One of the most enduring legends is her grand entrance into Julius Caesar's presence, smuggled inside a rolled-up carpet. Was it a brilliant piece of political theatre, a desperate gamble for survival? Or was it merely the culmination of a pre-existing arrangement? Some historians suggest she had already been in secret contact with Caesar for months, offering him the immense wealth of Egypt in exchange for Rome's powerful favor. And then came their son, Caesarion, the son of Caesar, a bridge between two worlds. Or was he? Back in Rome, vicious rumors painted him as a pawn, the product of a much deeper, more insidious plan. Egypt planting a seed of its own power right inside the heart of Rome itself. When Caesar fell to the daggers of assassins on the Ides of March, Cleopatra's world shifted on its axis. But how much did she know? Did she have any foreknowledge of the plot? Some even whisper that her gold flowed freely into the pockets of Brutus and Cassius, funding the very daggers that would strike Caesar down. Others believe she foresaw the coming storm, but was powerless to stop it. With Caesar gone, a new Roman power player entered her life. Mark Antony, the soldier poet, the man who was both a warrior and a romantic. Their legendary meeting on the river Cydnus was staged like a living myth. Cleopatra arriving on a magnificent barge, dressed as the goddess Venus. But behind the shimmering silks, the flowing wine, and the poetic declarations, 2 empires were plotting their next move. Who was truly seducing whom, and who was using whom in this grand game of power? Meanwhile, in Rome, Antony's rival, Octavian, was waging a war of words. He launched a brilliant propaganda campaign, painting Cleopatra as an Eastern witch who had ensnared the noble Antony, turning him into a traitor to Rome. Yet, fragmented evidence suggests that Octavian may have forged documents and twisted their political and romantic alliance into a public scandal, all to justify his own ruthless seizure of power. The world held its breath as their forces met at the naval battle of Actium. It was the decisive moment. Then, inexplicably, Cleopatra's fleet turned and retreated. Was it a shocking betrayal, her admiral bought off by Octavian's gold? Or was it part of a secret strategic plan with Antony, a gamble that went horribly, disastrously wrong? We may never know the truth. In her final, desperate days, surrounded in Alexandria, Cleopatra gathered her most precious possessions: ancient scrolls, chests of gold, and sacred relics. Was she simply preparing for her own death, a queen meeting her fate with dignity? Or was she preparing for a daring escape? Some stories claim she sent secret shipments down the Nile to hidden vaults, treasures that have never been found. Antony's end was undeniably tragic. The official account says he took his own life, falling on his sword after hearing a false report of Cleopatra's death. But other whispers suggest a more sinister reality, that he was quietly executed by Octavian's agents, his death staged to look like a suicide for political convenience. Cleopatra mourned, but perhaps she wept for more than just her lost love. The famous story tells us she pressed an asp, a venomous snake, to her breast, choosing a death fit for a goddess. Yet Roman accounts mention that the poison left no visible marks on her body. This has led to endless speculation. Did she drink a fast-acting, hidden poison draught prepared long in advance? Or, in the most chilling theory, was she quietly killed by Octavian's men? Her death carefully managed to prevent her from becoming a powerful martyr in the eyes of her people. And what of her son, Caesarion? Octavian chillingly declared that,
"Subscribe and like. 2 Caesars are one too many."
He was reportedly executed in Alexandria. But did he truly die, or did he manage to escape, disguised as a common slave, carrying the blood of both Caesar and Cleopatra into obscurity? Even today, legends of a hidden royal bloodline surface like crocodiles in the Nile. When Octavian's forces finally took the city of Alexandria, the great library, the repository of all the ancient world's knowledge, burned. Was it a tragic accident in the chaos of battle, or was it a deliberate act of cultural erasure? Some believe Cleopatra's greatest secrets vanished in those flames. Arcane spells, maps to hidden treasures, or perhaps even written proof of her own survival. To her devoted followers, Cleopatra was never just a queen. She was a goddess reborn, an incarnation of Isis. After her supposed death, Isis cults flourished and spread across the entire Roman Empire. Was this simply religious worship, or was it a covert network, a secret society dedicated to preserving her memory, her legacy, and perhaps her future plans? Octavian became Augustus, the first and most powerful emperor of Rome, yet his greatest enemy was arguably a dead queen, whose shadow loomed over his entire reign. He could conquer the world, but he could not conquer her legend. To this day, the tomb of Cleopatra and Antony has never been found. Some archaeologists say it lies beneath the waves of the Mediterranean, swallowed by the sea. Others believe it's buried beneath a modern Egyptian village. A few even whisper that it's hidden in Rome itself, disguised as another's grave, the ultimate irony. The conspiracies endure, a surviving child carrying a secret bloodline into medieval Europe, a hidden library containing lost knowledge. Each claim is a story, and each story is a lure, pulling us back to the queen who refuses to stay dead. She ruled not just Egypt, but the realm of our imagination itself. And even in death, she continues to write her own legend. Was Cleopatra the last pharaoh? Or was she perhaps the first of something entirely new? The mystery remains. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the mysteries of Cleopatra. If you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss another historical deep dive. See you next time.